we're live.
Okay.
How do you feel? Do you feel okay about that roughly 3-part structure?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to have space for each of the parts.
1, 2, 3.
Well, so I was thinking about that. Spatially, I was thinking, could we lay them out in a circle just to reinforce in our own heads the cyclical nature of all things? I mean, I'll admit I was initially influenced by the shape of the papers we already have on the floor.
Uh-huh.
But I was thinking of doing like start, middle, and extra workspace or something. That might not be the best layout, but
I like the idea of putting these closer to the center. Actually, if we put these in this, so one thing that happens is the middle refers to the levels a lot.
that's true.
The middle goes up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
So we could put these in the center.
Okay, so we could put those in the center.
Then we could go beginning, middle, end.
Yeah, we could call it like ascension, reflection, and...
Ascension, return many times. And then purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Okay.
Ascension, reflection, progression. Yeah, so we need to clear all these downwards, right? Oh, that's...
Yeah. This wants to go up. And we can also just like not use the post-its. Mm-hmm. We don't have to be constrained with the post-its we already made.
No.
This is important. It's gonna be over here. This is here.
We can also it was good clumping these things yesterday. It doesn't mean we have to keep them clumped the way they are.
Right. Okay, designing change culminates the first part, right?
Yes.
and tree and nose here. Okay. This is going here.
Right.
This is here. Data goes here. Okay. There.
Yeah, can I have the... Actually, sorry.
And then us is here. There. And that is a hair. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. It's in there somewhere. Okay. On the motifs, I wanted to pick a color of those Post-its for each of them and like insert the motif bits.
Okay.
So that's the is our job right motif, right?
What's that?
That's
Sorry.
the is our job right.
Oh, yeah.
Motif.
Okay. And pick a color of these, you mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
A color for all motifs or a color for each motif?
Each motif, but keep going with that. Or maybe it's a colored pen. It doesn't matter.
Choose that.
Keep going with the one you're using on the motif you're doing.
Well, I'm not doing motif. Well, yeah, okay. This is kind of a motif. And then it's writing, no, changing.
Right. Yes, okay, this is hard. Oh, we don't have where this is a transition right here. Between those two on the way down. Yeah, this is hard, Jess. It's okay that this is not easy. Oh, also I did not sleep well. Okay. Changing, and then the big one is that their change is actually bigger than the software, and that is designing change. And we will zoom out, I figure, in our visual and put some people around the software.
Let's get a big green sticky for designing change.
A big one?
That, yeah,
big
that
one?
should, that belongs here. Behind, no? No.
Let's get a big fat marker for it. This marker sucks, please throw it away. This marker does not suck. It still writes. I mean, it kind of sucks, but not more than it did when it was new. So. Oh, this end sucks. Please throw it away. Okay. Alright. Alright, so there's our thing, and we want to go down in the way that we talked through yesterday, roughly.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to go up with various themes and up and or up and down. Oh, here. How about this?
Okay. All right.
The point of having white stuff on the floor is to write on it.
True.
So we come in with the interview story. Oh, or I guess we wanted that up by data, right? We get there. Perfect. Interview story. Pain. It's fine, Jess. Tell the interview story, Abdi.
Hang on a sec. Okay. What am I doing? I don't want to go through the whole talk right now.
Okay.
That will tire us
You want to do
out
structure first?
a lot.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to actually do it. We can go through the whole structure of the talk, but I don't want to do it.
Right.
But I need to potty right now. I'll be right back.
Okay, you need to potty. I need to take a nap. Okay, all these Post-its are stressing me out. Right this second. Okay, Jess, maybe you should doodle something. That could be fine. Eventually I get to doodle in VR and this stuff. Eventually I'm gonna have to take a nap and then be more functional, but that time is not right now. We're gonna get through the structure. I hate all of these Post-its right now. I don't know what these are doing. Good. I hate the Post-its. Okay. That's okay. Take them away. I hate them. They're moving away. They're just clutter right now because we haven't put them. And these were just ideas. They're not the structure of the talk. And they're just being over here. Okay. I mean, right, there are ideas that we can come back to and think about putting in, but things that I don't want to miss out on. Let's grab some of those. Errors need to propagate internally. To find your meaning, go backwards and forwards. We'll get to that. I'm not worried about that. Production grade rant. It's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. We wanted that in there somewhere. Code is waste and isolation. We want to make sure we say that. That story in code. We did want to say that, but I'm not worried about it. Transactions exist or strict reality. I don't care. Transactions are uncollaborative. I don't know. Maybe Abdi really wants that in there, but I don't care. Big design up front is about designing a destination. I want to make sure that gets in there. I don't want to be constrained by the future. I love that. Also, I have good handwriting in that one. We're not just designing a snapshot. Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. sell a change, training, marketing, teaching. I don't think error messages fits in that one. But I'm gonna write down, I know he really wants to get in advocating. So I'll make sure I get that on a post-it. Advocate. That was one of the things we didn't want to miss. We all need to be storytellers. That's an important one. Okay. Locking the system to make deploys transactional. Whatever. Ask what do these changes mean, and it pushes you up a level. I do like that. We go up in abstraction. I know we're gonna get that. I'm not worried about that. It's easy to say broaden your perspective, but the way you do that isn't in space. Yeah. Done is dead. We don't know where that fits in yet, but we like it. Faster than. I do want to talk about the speed of change. Code neighborhoods, love it. I'm gonna take that off of that. Code needs neighborhoods, that's a thing. We want to talk about FP to OO, and you get this in Erlang. High levels change more slowly, same thing. In retrospect, we tell stories that look like a straight arrow, yes. So we try to make future directions that look like that. Oh, nice. And learning looks like a waste afterward. Excuse me. We think engineering is rigorous, planned, deterministic. And designing the endpoint is in conflict with change. We're definitely going to talk about don't design the endpoint, but because we've got that in our elements of designing change. Toss that one. Okay. The bit about more appropriate, not better, more appropriate. We're not losing that. We need to complete our agile transformation. That'll get in there somewhere. Impactful systems are teachable in relation to a broader system. And then maybe avdi cares. The level above provides the meaning, the level below provides the means. We'll definitely get the meaning thing in there. Okay. We are not converging on perfection. Yeah, that goes with more appropriate. And avdi has done is dead there. That can work. Escaping top-down constraints on change. Microservices, refactoring. Yeah. I kind of like that one. Give smaller systems safety. That's the same thing. You have to be able to see behind the curtain in order to write the curtain. I don't know if that goes in. That's kind of a darling. Okay. Software systems, change reality, create new worlds. Nah. We can freeze data, but it's painful. More down here. If you freeze your software, you go out of business. I don't even know what that means anymore. Rigor looks different at the different levels. I care about that. At the higher levels, rigor means checking. Customer support. We're going to talk about customer support. So I'm paring down our post-its. Snapshots get harder at larger scales. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I kind of like it. It's hard to look at a snapshot of the software system, and it gets less meaningful. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. Looking at a static structure doesn't bring us to the right abstractions. We are going to say that. Jumping a level of abstraction by stretching it along the axis of time. That's like the theme of the talk. Common patterns of switching levels, go out in time, let that push it. That's the theme of the talk. The path to growth is out. Yeah. We keep saying that because we're going to say it. Find the next level by projecting out. Yeah. Make the change first class. Feature flags. Events. Oh, I like that. Okay. I don't think we have that in there yet. Some elements are fractal. okay, the fractals are close. The mindsets are not fractal. We liked this one in particular because we don't want to forget the bit to agile to scale to the enterprise. There's fractals within the level, and then there's not fractals without. Failures of fractal RPC distributed transactions, big agile. Okay, yeah, that's better than this. Alright, there we go. These systems are not fractal, yeah. Okay. Done is dead is not a motif. Levels, obviously, obviously. Fractals, I don't know that that's a motif. And snapshots to stories. Is that a motif? The post-its were stressing me out.
I don't blame you.
So I've kept some to come back to as don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we fit this in somewhere, although we'll probably rewrite it.
Yep.
But there, the post-its were important for ideas. And these are fine. The elements of designing change are pretty good.
Yeah, you can take these off. If they're not surrounded by their stuff, they don't really.
Okay.
These are motifs.
This is a motif. I'll put it under motifs over here. Oh, here's a few more stressy out post-its.
Alright, well, let's get rid of these stressy post-its too.
Oh, good. Yeah. Trying to push rigidity upward is painful. Blah, blah. The sciences. Okay, so we can go back to these at the very end and see whether we forgot anything and want to put it in. But in general, we're redoing our structure without the stressy post-its. Okay, are there any, let me see if there's any of those that I want to stick to the window.
These are, the window is like more important stuff.
The window is stuff that I don't want to forget.
Okay.
I want to make sure, come back at the end and see that we fit that in. No. We're not going to miss that. We're not going to affect that somewhere. You don't get better teams. That's a bit of a darling for me.
And it's easy to forget.
I mean, as in, maybe it's not useful. Transactions are uncollaborative. I don't like that one.
I don't remember what this one means. We design change from the inside. Oh, because we're never outside of the system.
Okay. Okay, here's a stressy post-it pile. They're fine. Okay, now we have a fairly clean board.
Good job. Okay. We want to go through the levels. To start off, we want to go through our levels with, we've brought it down to 3 levels, but we're going to talk about each level in 2 different ways. We're going to start off naively saying defining or writing or architecting.
The snapshots.
Yeah, the snapshot ways.
Because looking at the meaning of change in each one brings us to the snapshot at the next level.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So we're going to go through these. It's just 3 levels that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about them in each in 2 ways. And that also has our motif of this is my job. For each level, I want to say we want to try and throw in like roughly one story or rant.
Yeah.
I love watching this machine.
Oh, the garbage truck?
Yeah, with the robot arm.
That
It grabs the trash can.
It is so cool. Here it goes. Goodbye, trash.
It plays fewer people though, doesn't it?
And they don't get as strong.
True.
Nor as stinky.
True.
I mean, that's a good example of vehicle as mech suit.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is that guy's mech suit. He's got like, you can drive it from both sides.
Speaking of our environment changing us.
Anyway, we are all mech suits.
When we get in the car.
We are all brains. We are all brains driving.
In jars, in cans.
Driving. What was that meme? What was that meme I saw? That we're all brains driving bone mechs with meat armor. Okay, so for each, I feel like for each of these we want to get in 1 to 2 rants or stories. So we start off with a story.
Yeah, we start off with an interview story.
It's important to me to talk about this right now because I want to go through just at the level outline. I want to understand what illustrations we need.
Right.
So
I mean, for this path, I have some illustrations in mind.
but it's influenced by what stories we tell, what stories, what rants we do in the course of these.
That's it. No. Actually, the VR illustrations. I mean, we can move to slides for stories if we want to put something on the screen. But the VR is abstract and not story specific.
True.
Now, the example, we might want to get specific about the example, like we talked about. We've already drawn out the part. Although you were thinking about being more specific than part, giving it more of a story, so that we can say our mission is to build better
yeah.
X.
Yeah, we should make it something silly.
What do I wish the world had more of? I really like those pickle bags that the art store gives me pens in. I do like pens. Something silly. You know what's silly? This is not relevant, but this is silly. Look at this little unicorn. When it gets angry, it turns black. And when it gets happy, it turns white again. I used this, or maybe not this, maybe it was the octopus version, in a talk one time. I had it sitting there, and when I wanted to come back to a point, I was like, it has a question. And then when I hit a point, I'd be like, what was your question? And it would tell me, and then I'd turn it happy again. It would be like,
that's
open
great.
loop, closed loop.
Oh.
We don't need that for this type, we have each other.
Yeah. Okay, so you just want to avoid illustrations for the.
I want the concrete code example. I don't care about the stories. I want the code example to be concrete.
Yeah.
So we talked about.
So you're saying
adding the discount reason to the price adjustment.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely unicorn parts. You know, horns, hooves.
Because we want more unicorns in the world.
There's a Whitest Kids You Know sketch that starts out with a guy, an old Western guy, going up to a shop and saying, "Do you sell horse parts? My horse is broke."
That's funny.
I think that's what.
What about magic wands or potion ingredients? Because we want more magic in the world. And then in the end, there is a lot of magic in the world, and we create it with our software and with each other. A unicorn host can be part of that.
Yeah. No, I don't really like it.
But I like the mission of we want more magic in the world. And then it turns out, and then we can talk about how as developers we put more magic in the world. We make people able to do things, including ourselves. Our world is the most magical because we work in the computer and we work on the computer, and we can really change our environment.
Yeah, okay.
Our world is also the most magical because we get to work with each other. And that's pretty great.
Okay. Hey, maybe we could be writing systems for the Frabas Magic Company.
What's that?
So in the Infocom Zork games, you would often run across products, things in the caves that were manufactured. So like a refrigerator or something like that, and invariably, like in the earlier games, invariably the thing would turn out to
What
be
games are these?
the Zork games, like the Zork text adventures.
Oh, text adventures.
Zork,
Okay.
that was like the ones that came after it, like the original Colossal Cave Adventure. Then you
Okay,
had, like,
yeah,
all the
I
Infocom Zork
didn't
games.
play text adventures.
Oh, we need to
My
spend an evening doing
gaming
that sometime.
career starts pretty much with Duke Nukem.
Okay, yeah.
And Mario, of course.
It's funny, like, I guess it's just, I was my environment. I was playing stuff that actually, like, preceded me. Like, was older
Because your
than
dad
me.
was a programmer.
Yeah, and the people, other engineers that I was hanging out with were old programmers. So yeah, I played a lot of text adventures.
I'm all for referencing that. Total cred.
Anyway, so let me just spell this out. So like you would run across things
Text
in the
adventures
world
are
that
good
were
for that.
manufactured. Maybe you could run across a fridge or something. You would examine it, and it would turn out to be everything turned out to be manufactured by the by subsidiaries of the Frabas company. So it was
Okay.
like refrigerator is like product of the Frabas Magic Refrigerator Company. Or product of the Frabas Magic Rock Factory. Well, it wasn't rocks, but like
That's not me.
or you saw a piece of clothing that's like a product of the Frabas Magic Garment Company or something like that. So it was like Frabas Magic this, Frabas Magic that. Then
How do you
later
spell
on in the Zork
Frabas?
series, there were a few games that were based explicitly on being a magic user. They had like whole unlike earlier games that were very much just puzzle solvers. They had a more RPG element. You leveled up, you learned spells. And you had various magical equipment. So what was the company that was going to
The
magic?
Frabas Magic Company.
Yes, the Frabas Magic Company.
Sure. What were some of the parts you picked up? Do you remember? We
Oh,
might be
I don't
able to
remember at
look
this
that
point. We could look it up.
up. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so what's the table called?
Hmm?
Is it still called parts?
Oh.
Magic item?
Now we still want salespeople, but they could be shopkeepers. Shopkeepers serve as wizards.
Okay. Yeah, they do. Or merchants.
Yeah, merchants serve as wizards, and our users are the merchants.
Okay, our users are merchants. In their little merchant booths.
Bless you.
Discount reason. I mean, we don't have to do discount reason.
Discount reason.
Damaged.
Wizard.
Cursed.
Wizard threatened to turn me into a newt.
supply.
Yeah, I mean, it could be things like Eye of Newt and
Unicorn hair.
unicorn hair, yeah.
Yeah, so
Unicorn farts in a bottle.
they're magic items. Which you could just call the table a magic item. But is there like a cooler word for that?
Accoutrements.
Accoutrement. And we spell it differently every time.
Ingredients? No. Potion parts.
Miracle.
Yeah, what is the name? What is like
Sparkle.
the general name
For a magic item?
for a magic item? What is a
Other than magic item.
yeah?
I like this, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I'm game with this. It gets your DM juices going too. So I like that.
We're not selling creatures, though.
No creatures.
One of the magic items could be big red button. Adjustment reason, not red enough.
Not red enough.
If you increase, one thing we could say, for instance, we could make it easier for our users. Whenever they increase the price, we'll automatically select the reason: profit.
There's a really good pun available pun there. Having to do with predicting future shortages or something, and so the reason would be PROPHET.
Predicting future
shortages. So the reason is
that I'm a prophet.
I need to put socks on. I'm sticking to the paper.
That's true, you are. There are many socks. You always wear your boring black ones, though.
Okay, here, I'll put on some colorful socks.
Thank you.
The rest of me is not colorful right now.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Frobus Magic Company. How do you spell Frobus?
FROBOZZ. Maybe it's Frobos?
Oh, I really wanted it. Once you said FRO, I wanted it to be BOUS. BOZZ. Okay.
Yeah, Frobos maybe?
Frobus. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Maricos just said 1d8 big red button appears. Yes, I'm going to use that. We're going to have big red buttons in our next D&D adventure because I really want them. They have this special bludgeoning weapon that they've never triggered its major magic reaction, and I want them to use the hammer of radiation. So I'm thinking that instead of monsters, there'll be big red buttons running around the room, and if you hit the correct one, it'll open the door. You hit the other ones, random things happen. Hit the button. Roll for damage. Now roll for what happens. They'll love that. They love that stuff.
So this would take probably too much time on stage, but if we wanted to have examples in the table, we could totally have like a two-part die roll list, like combination list. We could like go up there with you could have a D20, and you could be like roll for like adjective, roll for noun to populate the. Even if we didn't like put it on a slide or something, I could just be like, so what are the sorts of things that we sell in this store? And you could be like, roll enchanted, roll Garbage can.
That's funny. That's great. Okay, so we wanted to come up with a name for our magic item table, and
Mirgo says, now I want to DM an adventure about a bunch of nerdy type adventurers hunting bugs.
somebody tweeted the other day something horrifying about where do the lice go when they're not on people? Is there just like a big lice forest somewhere?
Ew.
And I was like, man, I don't even want to go there in D&D. That sounds terrible. I can see that really wigging the players out.
Oh my god, you could for jaded D&D players, you could run a game of just like the most uncomfortable scenarios ever.
Just throw something in. Oh, you opened a door. Roll a d20. You got a 1.
The lice forest. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway. Mary, the ghost, right? Oh, good. That would be awesome. Cool. Now hunting bugs could even be ankegs. Ankegs. That sounds familiar. Is that that's a creature, isn't it? I think I have that on the monster card. All right. Anyway, let's call the table magic items.
All right, it's magic items.
Good. We can have funny discount reasons. The merchants are our franchise owners now.
Right.
Of the Frobos Magic.
Yeah, we bought up all the merchants.
Bought up all the merchants.
Just and like a lot of times they don't have stuff in stock, so they write up. Well, no, they can.
We don't have to stick with the discount reason. I just pulled that out of my butt. We need to add some. Like, I like the idea of we're adding a field to the UI that's going to be reported on.
Yeah.
That's pretty straightforward. But it could be... Although it's a little weird that in... I don't know, unique magic items are a different thing. We have general magic items that we stock.
Yeah. Now we don't want to do uniques.
Because then that would mess up the lifetimes.
Yep.
And the merchants aren't buying from you. We're just selling.
Yeah.
So but the merchants might be placing special orders.
Yeah. I think we should decide whether these orders are just decide for the sake of example whether these orders are all special orders or all fulfilled in store, because that changes our stories.
Right.
I think they should be special orders because otherwise we have to like really rejigger how we're talking about this.
Yeah, because our initial concept was...
We have like approvals and stuff.
Actually, this is wholesale. We're a magic wholesaler.
Yeah.
We're a wholesaler.
But merchants, like, they prep for us.
Yes.
Oh, so the merchants are just like stocking?
Yeah. I mean, the concept of order line item part...
I mean, if we want to talk about whole order constraints...
If we lose the discount thing, then the merchants could be adding things, but then you would add them to your cart. Right? Usually...
Yeah.
We were talking...
I think, we should be a wholesaler. Frobos Magic Company. Mm-hmm. Merchants buy stuff, like, place orders to stock inventory, which is consistent with the model that with the story, roughly consistent with the story we've been telling all along.
Yes.
We can have individual relationships with merchants. I mean, salespeople can have relationships with merchants.
Okay.
So maybe
we're
the
people Frobos Magic people. Our salespeople enter purchase orders.
Yeah.
For the merchants in their territory.
Yeah, we should flash up a slide of just like the standard stock, magic shopkeeper, and be like
from a game.
From a game, and be like, you meet this guy all the time, but where do his wares come from? But yeah, so like,
He talks to his account rep at Frobus Magic Company.
right. And we stock magic items for the realm. We have salespeople who have their merchants that they interact with. They can, they have relationships with the merchants. Our users are the salespeople still, so we keep that's our users.
Right.
And
they have a tablet that looks rather like a scroll.
and they,
the Apple iScroll.
No, they have magic apples. That show inventory lists.
I'm picturing an apple.
What? Yeah, it's like an apple that you stare into, like a
an apple that you stare into.
like a crystal ball.
Oh, but how would they enter items into it?
Oh, tap on it.
Crystal ball apples.
Let's not think too hard about this one.
But they could enter things on their iScroll with their iQuill.
Yes, with their iQuill. I like that. I like that a lot. iQuill. Apple missed out when they missed out on that branding. So
it's like NyQuil, but it writes.
Oh, and I was thinking, if we wanted to have a little bit of fun with like the whole order constraints, instead, I mean, we could do the price thing, but we could also do like the thom level for a single order can't be too high.
Thong level?
Thom.
Thom.
THAUM. I wouldn't use that in the talk because nobody would know what I'm talking about.
Just the magic level.
Yeah, the magic.
If you ship too much of it together,
you don't want to ship too much magic in one crate because weird stuff happens.
Yes. But as we okay, but then you wouldn't adjust the thom of an item.
That's
would you?
true. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
There's still a minimum order amount for free shipping though.
That's true.
Oh, and there's a maximum order amount because you don't want to put too many goodies in one caravan.
Oh yeah. We gotta be careful about.
Or you'll attract adventurers.
Yep, freaking. Thank you. Like I was just thinking bandits, but I love attract adventurers.
Yeah. So, right, but you would have the too much magic problem if multiple people are adding line items to an order, for instance.
Yeah. I'm not convinced I need to tell the interview story. I think our example is so much fun that we could just get started with it. But
without the interview story? No, you need the interview story.
All right.
The interview story says, I wanted to talk at this level, and they wanted me to talk at this level.
Oh my God! If only they were all Letterkenny watchers.
What would you say?
Because then I could be like, so what you're saying is we're at this level, and we need to get to this level. The hockey players are just weird.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the reference. All right. Oh, cool. Marigo says this is shaping up to be the funniest talk ever. Well, we won't be this funny on stage, because not everybody gets our jokes. There's so many times I go back and watch my talk, and I'm laughing, but the audience is not.
Oh, well, okay, but let's be fair. Mics never
funny.
pick up audience laughter.
Well, sometimes they do.
Some barely.
Well, sometimes they like set up a mic to pick up the audience laughter.
Yeah.
At the big ones.
Okay, at the big ones.
Yeah. They do it on purpose. Anyway, also, the mic often picks up audience laughter when I'm in the front row.
Well, yes.
Okay. Yes, we absolutely need the interview story because it introduces the what level are you talking about. And I I started with the data model when I was 12.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, not literally 12, but looking back, I feel like I was 12 then. But they let me drink, which, anyway. Because I was 22. But, and as we broaden, we don't start at that level anymore. We start, because when we come back to when we get to this level, the software system, we should reference the original story and say, this is why I was asking them who uses the system and what are their workflows.
Right.
Because I start here and then go back down.
Right.
And they wanted to leap into a data model.
Yeah. They wanted to be roughly here and also here at the same time.
Yeah,
Here
and they cared
being
about the runtime.
in between code and software system, and then also data model.
Yeah. Which was confusing, and also just not where you start to architect a system.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna change part to magic item. Unless we can find a better word for magic item.
Magic is fine. Anything else I can think of is too.
Treasure.
Yeah. Ingredient.
Loot.
Ugh. Wares.
Where.
Nah.
Yeah.
Goods.
Goods. That's cute. Merchants do have goods. Okay, so still magic item for now. We can ask Evelyn
Yeah.
and Eric
Yeah.
when they're back. If we haven't drawn the thing already, which we probably will have.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So we talk about that example and then we turn it sideways and we realize that order, line item, magic item. I don't like that.
Oh. I mean, we could call them magic parts.
Magic parts.
Or we could call them magic products, but product is a little bit...
Shiny object.
Shiny object.
Physical manifestation. Anyway, we still need a name for that. But anyway, we do that. We turn it sideways. We draw the circle around order and line item. Although I really want a better word for order now. I want it to be like bequeathment or something. That doesn't make sense. Something arcane.
Gosh, what is the arcane?
Artifact!
Oh, for the individual things?
Arcane artifacts. Yes, these are
Arcane artifacts. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Artifacts is good.
Okay, artifacts. We are stalkers of arcane artifacts.
Yes. Okay, so we have an artifacts table.
Yes, artifacts.
Can we stick with order and line items?
I mean, maybe the contrast there is positive.
I think it is.
Okay, where we've got boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the reason that we've taken over the magic sales in
maybe we could get Evelyn to draw a salesperson or an account manager as like some sort of hooded figure with a tie. And a slide rule. I don't even know what those look like.
I have slide rules.
I do not have a slide rule. I have protractors. And drafting scales. Artifacts. And we stock arcane artifacts and distribute them to merchants, who then sell them to you, the adventurers.
Right.
Okay, and the artifact, the merchants place an order. The salespeople, the Frabaz Magic salespeople, Frabaz Magic Company salespeople, enter that order with all its line items. Each line item is some quantity of artifacts at some price.
Yeah. I like artifacts. Good call.
Yay, we got it. Okay, and then we draw, okay, so we stick with order and line item, we're fine there. Now that we don't have magic item, we're good there. We draw the circle, but when they enter that order on their magic eye scroll with their eye quill, this returns to our server in the cloud. We can have a castle in the cloud or something.
Yes.
This messages our server in the cloud.
I'm really tempted to go for like all hand drawn for this talk, honestly. I mean, I like the VR stuff, but you know, an alternative is that we just go with hand drawn pictures of hand drawn pages.
And if we do that, that's not fast either.
Okay.
FYI.
Fair. Fair.
I can spend a lot of time drawing this stuff.
Fair.
Our server in the cloud is in VR. Our server in the cloud.
Magical realm called VR.
In our server in the cloud, and we need to store those orders.
Yeah.
So we put them in a table. And that actually, the magic theme works with like the shinier VR brushes.
Yeah.
I think it lets us use the sparkly brushes.
Fair, yeah.
And I can use like hypercolor to represent the artifact.
Can we change the color though? Like the color scheme? Like, is it possible to do a light background?
Yes.
Because I think that might work better.
Yes, good idea. Because we're in the cloud. Yes.
We're in the cloud.
Yes,
so
you
it might
can.
work
Yes,
better on screen.
there's like 5 or 6 environments last I checked that
Okay.
you can choose from, and one of them is kind of a peachy blur.
Cool.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. And so that'll be good. Then we're in the cloud. And then we can draw that, and we can do the lanes, and we can look at the lifetimes of these orders in our purchasing system.
Yeah.
And then we ask, what is the meaning of this change? Well, that depends what happens in the code. So we enact the story of this data in code. We can go look at the code to see what happens when a line item is added, removed, or changed, and learn that there's a check for whether we still get free shipping, whether we've exceeded the value of a single caravan.
Yeah.
This is sillier.
Yeah. Win. Okay.
Okay, and whether we've exceeded the value of a single caravan. So looking at the change in the data pushes us to the code level. This is a higher level system. One way you can tell is that it moves more slowly. The data changes all day long. The code changes less frequently. And so our job, at some point we needed to say our job is defining data, but that can be very early. Because it's like, well, yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. I'm back on structure.
Okay, all right. Okay, just...
What are, okay, so drawing from our particular hang-ups, some of which are on the window, some of which are in the pile, what are the stories slash rants that we want to fit into this
Right.
portion of the talk?
I think we're good on data. The interview story is
Interview
itself
story
enough
needs
of a
into
rant.
data. That's fine, yes. Let's
At the code level,
examine some darlings over here.
yeah, okay. What are things that I like to rant about in code? Oh, well, one of the rants there is our job is not typing. Our job is
Okay.
making decisions. I see that one a lot.
I want to I don't want to talk about. I don't want to just. I don't want to bring up storytelling and reflections. I want to talk about telling the story of in transition, maybe between.
Well, enact the stories in this transition.
Yeah. Okay.
So we just mention it. We'll come back to it later in review. If we do you want to talk about it here too? Because
because I mean,
if we want to talk about the story of the code, at some point I want to get in that production grade rant. You liked that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where's the tiny where's the tiny post-its?
You want the little booky thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So story.
Oh, here's the marker supply.
You want to have a different color for each motif, right?
Yeah, or it could be colored pen too. It doesn't have to be unique color post-its. I'm gonna go pee now.
All right.
And I might move the laundry along. I think so.
Hmm.
One thing I could talk about with code is the difference between libraries and services. Ah!
Don't die.
No, I just dropped the toilet paper in the bathtub.
Do you need help?
No, I can reach it. So one thing I could talk about at the code level. So when we turn it sideways and we draw off the commit graph and we say, what are the significant events in these changes? Because not every commit is significant. There's builds that happen, but I'm not too worried about them. Deploys and releases I care about. Now, entertainingly, so one of my things, now it matters whether this code that we're looking at, this project, is a library or service. If it's a library, we care about releases, but the person using the library has control of when they bring that in.
Are we at?
Here.
Feels like we're here.
I am at the get commit graph and I am putting green stickies on it. Green stickies of events.
Okay.
Events are deploys or releases. Because if this is a service, then it's a deploy that affects other people. But what if this is a library? A library is a release. Does that affect other people only when they choose to bring it in? When you're deciding whether to make something, so these orders,
if we've got like both a UI